which should you choose, Shinkyu Karate or Shinkyu Combat? Well, the great news is you don't need to decide. Whether you're just registering for a trial or joining Shinkyu martial arts, you're entitled to train in either or both. So why does Shinkyu offer two martial arts? Well, Shinkyu Karate and Shinkyu Combat are actually very similar and are in fact designed so people can cross-train between the two without any clashes in technique, which may mess up reflexes and competencies. But if that's the case, why the two different styles? Well, it's mainly a matter of the way you'd like to learn and the way you'd like to train. Both Shinkyu Karate and Shinkyu Combat are both purpose-driven martial arts. Both provide a strong base of stand-up fighting skills, and then we add to them by teaching lots of context-driven self-defense techniques. Both are the results of countless hours of study into the habitual acts of violence. They're designed around preparing you on a physical and mental level for all the statistically most likely self-defense situations. To get this right, we looked far beyond our karate and kickboxing base. We adopted techniques we learnt from judo, jiu-jitsu, krav maga and mixed martial arts to develop our styles. We also prepare students mentally, teaching you awareness, negotiation skills and also developing the resolve and decisiveness to act when you need to. So, how does Shinkyu Karate and Shinkyu Combat differ from each other? Well, Shinkyu Karate teaches formalised basics, but break down techniques more. However, even from beginner stages, these basics are put into context with partner drills, combinations and pad work. Shinkyu Combat takes a more context-driven approach from the outset, where students learn fundamental techniques through pad work, combinations and partner drills. In Shinkyu Karate, you learn forms or kata, which are set sequences of moves. They are the art form side of karate. The first few in Shinkyu Karate are designed as drills to reinforce practical self-defense. Only when students reach higher grades they learn traditional forms, which develop a sense of mastery and work in the principles of movement. Shinkyu Combat doesn't have forms. It's not that we don't believe in self-mastery, but the onus is placed more on the student to seek that mastery themselves. Shinkyu Karate has a system of etiquette designed to instill respect and traditional values. This also adds an element of discipline to the class environment, which is especially great for kids. Shinkyu Combat has a less formal approach. There are still rules, and respect for fellow students is exceptionally important. Shinkyu Karate is non-contact. Shinkyu Combat still has a safety-conscious environment. Most drills remain non-contact, but sometimes there's light 20% power contact levels. Sometimes higher graded students also have the option of going a little bit heavier in prescribed drills and also in sparring. But this is not compulsory and there's no pressure to do so. Headgear and groin guards are also used in these exercises. So what's the net result? Well, Shinkyu Karate tends to be taught in a more formal way than combat. There's more structure to the system. This makes Shinkyu Karate a little bit more technical in certain areas, but the big difference is a more structured class environment, which we find better for most children. Combat's less formal approach means that there's more focus on context-driven training. This also means there's a stronger need for a student to be self-motivated and focused in a combat class. Once Shinkyu Karate students reach intermediate grades, it's a requirement for them to do a little bit of combat training. The great thing about Shinkyu martial arts is if you start off doing one style, you can swap to the other, or better still, train in both, as they're both designed to reinforce each other.